Good morning. Welcome to this week's edition of the Grain Gauntlet. As always, 5 questions from current clients, farmers, and potential prospects. I'm Josh. This is Patrick. Are you ready to go? I'm ready. Okay. All right. First question. How much does the market care about weekly crop rating scores?
A little emotional reaction when it happens. The bottom line, as crop progress goes along, as planting progress is made, risk is taken out of the market, because one of the things that is risky is, do we get planted? So we do lose some risk in the market as we make progress. So market does care about that, but we get planted pretty much every year.
Yeah. I think last year I only remember one crop rating coming out that seemed to move the market at all. It was kind of surprised. I think it was better than expected, but for the most part, it's just a gauge.
Yeah, and if we have something serious like 2012, then the market will react to it. But normally, we kind of fluctuate between, for corn, at least 60, 75% good to excellent. It really isn't really that much. But we start getting down to 40, 35% good to excellent. That's a different story.
Yeah. All right. You say that drought is normally a low risk. Is there a chance of weather premium being added without a drought risk?
Yes, of course. I mean, drought is a low risk. It's about 1 out of every 12 years in the corn belt that we are affected significantly to affect the crop. We are affected almost every year by some dryness somewhere. Risk premium is put in whenever the weather becomes potentially an issue. I think that's what we're going to see this year. I'd not necessarily see a drought reducing yield like we saw in 2012. But if we lose 5-6 bushels an acre because we have areas that are too hot, too dry during pollination or any other time during the year where you lose some yield, which I expect, we're going to have a rattling. It's going to be significant.
Yeah. I think I saw yesterday, it was a Missouri farmer sent something like we're always only 6 days away from drought. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean drought can literally come on in 6 days, but 6 days of dryness can really start to worry people. It can build up quick. And
as I said, that's fear. Yeah, 6 days of dryness with a dry forecast.
Yeah, watch out. Exactly. All right. With the funds long 100,000 contracts in the corn market, what type of news would jog them out of this position on old crop?
Good question. I can't get into a fund manager's head. I think old crop is bullish because our demand stays up. Is staying up. Spain bought some U.S. corn yesterday. Spain. So we're starting to see different countries buy our agricultural products. That's a good sign. We're going to be very tight. Obviously, 1.4 right now, billion bushel NASAC, down to 1 point, maybe 2 to 3 if demand stays strong. I don't see why the funds would exit their long positions, to be honest, except for the fact that old crop, about June 15th, old crop becomes less of a player in the marketplace and they start to switch over to new crop. September is a month that could explode this year. We are very low on September prices, and yet we have pollination in, around July 4th. So the July contract's pretty much dead at that point, and September being as low as it is, and tight ending sucks. That's when we could have an explosion higher.
Well, it's a good bridge to this next question, because this question says, what do you think of a buyback using September corn, since it's about a 30 to 35 cent discount to July corn?
I like it.
Yeah, that was straight from one of our clients.
So yeah, no, buying September corn is one of the things that I talked about in my broadcast yesterday to our clients. I think that we're going to get planted at a bit pace. That's kind of a double-edged sword, right? We get planted at a bit pace, but that means we don't have a whole ton of moisture to work with. There are areas that are really, really wet, Oklahoma, flooding, blah, blah, blah. And then areas that just haven't gotten a whole lot of moisture. You get planted when you don't have a whole lot of moisture, but then you need regular rains. And the atmosphere, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing the risk of having periods where we have hot, dry weather in the Midwest. If that is the case, we will go higher. September corn is very low price. Buying a call in September makes sense.
Okay. All right. This final question is from Prospect. Asked, what will it take to see some export demand for U.S. wheat, considering our winter wheat prices are competitive?
Yeah, big question. The world has enough wheat. That's the issue. We need some kind of Trump deal. We need to plant less wheat in the future. The fundamentals of wheat have been weak for years, and we just have too many bushels of wheat available.
Yeah, we're more than competitive right now. We have actually the cheapest wheat, and it's really not making much difference. It's just world demand is not there. The world is, in a lot of ways, shifting away from wheat.
Yep, I would agree.
And that's just a general long-term thing that the world has to adjust to. Yep. All right, well, that's it for this week. Good questions, everyone. If you have a question of your own you'd like to submit, you can email us at adminstaff@hedge-plus.com. Please do so. We'd love to answer one of your questions next week. Thank you.
Have a good week.